Mr. Nunes, let me start with you. I understood you had another committee that was going on at the same time. I don't know if the vote screwed that up as well as they screwed us up, but let me start with you, and then once again, if you'd like to stay with us, we'd be happy to have you here.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
But if not, we'll recognize you for the 5-minute drill.
Well, thank you, Mr. Chairman and Ranking Member Grijalva and members of the subcommittee for inviting me to testify today. Since the end of 2011, the President has designated 9 new national monuments pursuant to the Antiquities Act of 1906. The proposed designations restrict, without congressional approval, access to hundreds of thousands of acres of public lands, thereby preventing energy production, recreation, and other job-creating economic activities. Moreover, in recent years, internal documents from the Department of the Interior have revealed that the Obama administration is considering additional monument designations covering millions of acres. In light of the severe economic problems, we cannot forego crucial economic activity at the stroke of the President's pen. Accordingly, I have introduced the National Monument Designation Transparency and Accountability Act. And I want to highlight this bill is about transparency. The Constitution empowers Congress to make needful rules and regulations respecting the territory and other property belonging to the United States. But through the Antiquities Act of 1906 and other acts, Congress has delegated considerable land management authority to the President. In recent decades, some presidents have wielded this power arbitrarily to the detriment of local communities. For example, asserting that Congress had not acted quickly enough, President Clinton used his authority 22 times to proclaim 19 new monuments and to expand 3 others. Nearly all these designations restricting access to a combined 5.9 million acres of land occurred in the last year of the Clinton White House years. 7 monuments were designated just 3 days before he left office. As a lifelong resident of Tulare County in California's San Joaquin Valley, I witnessed how President Clinton's designation of the giant Sequoia National Monument crushed the local timber industry, leading to double-digit unemployment that persists to this day. Outrageously, the affected citizens were deprived of any meaningful opportunity to provide input in this momentous decision that would ravage their communities. Furthermore, at the behest of radical environmental groups, routine forest clearing in the area has been prohibited, greatly increasing the chances of disastrous forest fires. These activists seem oblivious to the likelihood that their actions will devastate the lands that they're supposedly trying to protect. So let me make this clear. The giant sequoia trees that are in my district or in my home county, everyone in the county wants to protect them because we have tourists that come in there. But at the same time, one of the keys to this is over the years, if you don't go through and thin out the forests that surround the sequoia trees, at some point, now that there's no clearing, no cleaning going on, these are all going to go up in flames, including the largest living trees in the world. But instead, this is why this is so necessary. I'm not even asking for that to be reverted. I'd like to have it reverted, but I know this bill doesn't even do that. This just provides transparency for future activities. And this is why the Antiquities Act needs reform. And I think my bill does this, and I'll just outline 5 specific ways. 1, the President must provide notice and the actual language of the proposed designations to Congress, governors, local governments, and local tribes. 2, the administration must hold public hearings, allowing public comments, and post relevant documents and testimony on the internet. 3, the President must report to Congress on how designations would impact local tax revenue, national energy security, land interests, rights, and uses. 4, while the President's ability is preserved to quickly protect any national treasures that come under threat, Congress must approve monument designations within 2 years. The amount of land, and 5, the amount of land the President can designate as a national monument is restricted to the smallest area essential to ensure proper care and management of the objects to be protected. So in my case, in my district's case, Mr. Chairman, we would have had no problem if President Clinton would have went in and designated 10 acres here, 20 acres there, but to designate hundreds of thousands of acres and create thousands of people in an already impacted area that are of high unemployment, I just think it's ridiculous, and I want to make sure that this committee at some point is able to move legislation like this so that we can just add transparency to the process. And I really appreciate the time to testify today and look forward to answering any questions.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And once again, if you would like to participate for the rest of the day and join us, feel free to do so. If you have other obligations for which you need to leave, I understand that at the same time. But I thank you for
Chairman.
that.